All right, one down so far. I just did the Aries video. I'm so excited that this is working. Like really, really happy. So let's hope that all continues to go well, so I can get the rest of these videos out. All right. I realized that I was rambling so much in the last video, so I'm going to try to get myself back into the groove, because being off of here and being in that flow definitely kind of threw me off. So for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Jynnette. I am the Oracle here at Inner Sun Alchemy. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Please like the videos and comment. It really does help to boost me in the YouTube ecosystem. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to be giving messages for the month of May for the sign of Taurus. So if you have a Taurus rising, sun, moon, or north node, this is going to be for you. If you're really, comfortable with astrology and you know how to hack your chart, you can also, if you want, be looking at these messages as it relates to that particular house. But I will be covering general messages for you, relationship stuff, money stuff, career stuff, all that kind of thing, as well as going week by week. I totally forgot the structure I had from before because I forgot to watch beforehand. So I feel like I had changed how I did things in the last one, and I really liked it, and I forgot to watch beforehand. So I'm just going to roll with what is going now, and yeah, we'll just call it a day. Anywho, I hope everybody is doing well. Taurus, you are very much the spotlight right now with Uranus in your sign, right? So hopefully things are going well. Your overall energy for the month is divine protection. Come through, divine protection. So the divine is walking with you. This is literally your soul, okay? Your spirit, your higher self, as well as your personal team of guardians. Guardians. I just saw Avengers. Your personal team of guardian angels. Spirit guides, ancestors in the light who walk with you, love you, support you, any and everyone else who is life affirming, right? So yeah, all of that is there, and there is definitely a sense of because, okay, I'll say this, because all of this spiritual support is there, and most importantly, as always, a direct connection to your soul. You must, or you are asked this month overall, to lean heavily, if not exclusively, on your soul, on your spiritual nature, on the divine, and learn how to operate from that place. Because, with Uranus being in your sign, especially for the next 7 years, but at the very least, if we just stay focused on this month, which is your month, Uranus represents the God mind. It represents higher consciousness. It represents that which sees all, knows all, and is continually striving to break you into the new. All right. So this is, I would assume, for most of you, going to be, the beginning of a kickoff of a lot of transformation in your life in all capacities. But because it's actually transformation and not change, you can't rely on what you've known before, if that makes sense. So the difference between transformation and change, when you're changing something, you're basically just moving from one place to another. Nothing's really different. Okay. So you're still able to operate from the same mindset, still have the same feelings, still behave the same way, hang around with the same kind of people, handle your money the same way. Like everything pretty much changes, just like the aesthetic changes, right? But there's no real difference or shift. But transformation absolutely is a fundamental realignment, a fundamental shift in consciousness and thoughts and emotions and habits and how you handle your money and how you relate to people in romantic relationships. Like there is an actual verifiable change or a difference. Like it's difficult to use these words because we don't have a lot of variation in our English language, right? But it should actually be new if you're truly transforming versus if you're just changing, right? So you can think of it as like moving from one side of the country to the other and being the same person that you are, that's change. But living in the same place, per se, and changing how you eat, changing, your spiritual practices, all those kinds of things, like you are going to shift and people are going to notice that shift and you're going to interact with the world in a very different way because of that shift, because there's actually been a transformation. So that's what's front and center. And what, the baseline for the transformation is spirit. Like it's very clear that that's what's coming through for the Taurus energy. And again, it could really just be for this month, but I honestly think that a lot of this is because of Uranus being in Taurus. And it's the ascension of Earth, because Taurus literally is the representative of the Earth. So Taurus is ascending the Earth, transforming the Earth, transforming you. All right, so no small thing with that, right? Now, for romantic relationships, for those who are actually in committed partnerships, not dating, not situationships, actual committed partnerships, whether you guys are, partners or married or what have you, right? So we have this energy here of knowledge. Okay, so this is an ability for both you and your partner to see things from a higher perspective, to kind of put down the swords of fighting if there has been any fighting and come to a greater place of peace and serenity in how you relate to one another. I am also getting that there may be a desire to shift or travel. So travel meaning like physically go somewhere, like maybe you guys have a trip planned, or this could talk about like an actual shift in perspectives, which is interesting. It may also relay to getting outside help. So like a marriage counselor or a couples therapist or something. So that there's an advocate that supports your growth as a couple. Now, for those of you single and looking, we have this card here of danger. So I think for a lot of you who are either single or are like maybe lightly dating, there's a lot of distraction around you. This might not be a good month to be focused on dating, just because the universe really may be clearing a lot out for you. So watch that. Let me actually get some clarification on this danger. Hello to those of you who are in. In the chat. Okay, so it's time to cut some cords. So if you are single or are dating, if you are dating somebody, whoever is there, or if you have multiple people, like it needs to stop. Like flat out, you just need to cut that energy, because it's a distraction. It's old energy, it's old cycle stuff, and it's actually preventing you from being able to get the messages that you need to get and to take action on the things that you need to take action on. So get rid of the energy. Now, if you are single and you're not actually dating anyone, This can actually mean needing to clear your energy field of past relationships. Okay. So in either case, actually, I would definitely say do some cord cutting, but clear your field. Clear your field because it's too messy. It's too messy. And it's a distraction. And you don't need that right now. There's too much being downloaded to you, especially if this is the card that is coming out for you, divine protection. Don't waste that spiritual power battling stuff that's just there to distract you. Okay. How do we clear our auric field? So you can work with a healer. I do energy clearing and specifically also cord clearing. So you can go to my website for that. But if we want to get into that just with conversation, come to my Oracle Talks on Thursday. I'll be here live streaming at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's more of an open Q&A. I'll do a channel message and then an open Q&A, guys. Okay. All right. So let me get back to the messages for Taurus. So for work life, we have this card here, trading and exchange. Okay. So you should find that you are making a lot of headway in the career sector, whether you work for yourself or work for someone else, work for a corporation. This is a lot of drive and ambition, which I actually really like for you. So I think you should have some nice payoffs in that regard. I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. I would just say be careful that you don't get too confrontational at work. Don't get too caught up, but I think you'll actually be able to move pretty far as it relates to work. Now, as it relates to money, we have this card here, slowing down. Okay. So this is about, I'm hearing the word fortune. So looking at, hold on. Slowing down, looking at how you actually build wealth, not just make money, but build wealth. And what is available there to help you create the life that you desire. And with these two energies, it's interesting, like these are very quiet. Like divine protection, of course, is communion with the divine, and slowing down, of course, is a literally, slowing down, being in with self. So there's a sense of like, again, this energy of like needing to dissipate or cancel out a lot of the external distractions or the busyness, because maybe it's not external distraction, maybe you're just keeping yourself busy because you don't want to slow down and see. But this can also just talk about like mindlessness as it relates to how you're handling your money, i.e., just straight up not paying attention. So slow down and take a look. What's actually coming in? What are you really spending your money on? And how are you allowing your money to work for you? And I think a lot of what this is, I know, a lot of what this is there's a relationship with money that you have where there's some deep-seated fears that may be yours personally or may be something that's generational, but that needs to be looked at. And that may be part of what comes through in your time with spirit. Okay. But things don't change. Things don't transform by being ignored. Right? Things don't transform by being ignored. You got to take the initiative. And this is probably something to do with the maternal lineage or just the behaviors around money that you learned from your mom, if it's not something that's been going on along the maternal lineage. And there's a lot of stuff here, because Taurus, you do rule money as well as your opposite sign, Scorpio. So, hey, um, so, I mean, like, this is what you rule. And the new moon in May and the full moon, which is going to be in Scorpio, the new moon's in Taurus, the full moon's in Scorpio, this is going to be triggering a lot of this stuff, which is good, but you've got to take control and you've got to discipline yourself. This is actually not the month. It's it's interesting. I was about to say this is not the month to sit in the divine feminine, but it actually is. It's about sitting in both the divine feminine and divine masculine. You need to sit in the divine feminine to be with spirit, to hear the messages and the guidance that's coming through. But you need to have the discipline to act on the things and to see and assess with the power of the masculine. Both are in play. And I think that's the only way that this is actually going to work for you this month. This is going to be the lesson. This is going to be the practice of that. But look at those underlying belief systems. Okay, let me get to the week by week. So I'm going to get a card for each of the 4 weeks of May. Okay, right off the bat, Ace of Pentacles. So the first week of the month, really nice and strong. And that might be work related because I was seeing really good energy around work. Second week, we have the Emperor, that masculine energy I was just talking about, that discipline. So this masculine energy is what is needed to take this new beginning of practical transformation in the physical world and make something of it. This Ace of Pentacles doesn't just become the 10 of Pentacles by just thinking and feeling and manifestation. Like, you got to do this, right? But regardless, that's a really strong first half of the month. Week 3, which is when we shift into Gemini energy, we have the 5 of Cups. And then let's see the last week. Then we have the Hermit. Interesting. So 2 masculine energies here showing up. Very interesting. So let me get clarification on each of these. So starting with the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see what that is relating to. Interesting. Hierophant, which is your card. This is the Taurus card, the High Priest. And the 2 of Cups. So this could be relationship or some kind of business interaction. Because if this is business, because Taurus, again, rules money. It also could talk about school as well, too. So if you're applying to school, you may hear back from a couple options, but you want to go with the one that actually feels right, where it's mutually beneficial. If it's business, a new business contact or a contract that occurs, this is something that is actually good because it's balanced. Like each party in this endeavor is getting what it needs. Okay, so it's a fair union, right? If this is relationships, then this means that whoever is there is bringing something practical to the table, is possibly wanting to have a full-fledged relationship. If you are already in a committed partnership, like I was referring to earlier, for those in committed partnerships, because there's the Ace of Pentacles here, and then we have the High Priest, this could be a baby, or 2 people deciding to get married, so an engagement possibly. There's a lot with this, so you have to take it as it resonates, okay? Because this obviously is a collective reading. So if you want something personal, then come with me directly. All right, so for second week with the Emperor, we have the Ace of Wands. So we have two aces so far with this first half of the month. So new creative ideas, endeavors. This is also just general opportunity that comes up. So that's really nice. Really nice and positive. Okay, so let's see what the shift is then with the 5 of Cups, because the 5 of Cups talks about dealing with some kind of loss and regret, but this is more emotional in nature than practical because it's not pentacles. So we'll see. Mr. Doggo, we have both energies, divine masculine and divine feminine. But when we're talking about relationships, it's really more so a matter of the role at any given time that you are wanting to play, and the roles do shift. Okay, so with this, we have the 10 of Cups, Judgment card, and the 2 of Wands. So this seems, it's interesting. There may be two different groups of people. Well, okay, let me just say this. So there may be some grieving of a loss of a union or regrets about something that didn't work out, and having to face that and really be true to that. And again, this could be lineage stuff because this is family. Like really having to look at what's not working and needing to choose the path you're going to go on moving forward with the 2 of Wands there. Okay. So for those of you, like maybe at the beginning of the month, for those of you that maybe have a new partner come in within like the first couple of days, like if you're just dating people and you're currently with somebody, but someone new comes in, maybe you choose at this point to separate from somebody that you were kind of dating loosely up to this point. But I don't actually think I think these are actually two different groups of people. Because I think if you are meeting someone at the beginning, then this experience isn't really going to be for you. I think it's going to be more so a matter of confronting your fears that get triggered by being and relating to somebody who is healthier than maybe what you've dealt with in the past. Okay. In that regard. Now, if this is a work situation, I get the sense that you're actually just trying to find your footing in this new circumstance. Or maybe this is just a natural dip. I'm not really getting work too much with this particular week though. This seems to be more so a matter of grieving things from the past, which may specifically be family lineage stuff or childhood stuff or just immediate family kind of thing, and choosing or not, depending how you want to move forward. Or it's some relationship stuff. So it depends. All right. And then lastly, for the Hermit, which is the Sage, this is Virgo energy. This is also being alone, being singular. So for those that are not, for those that maybe like were in a relationship and then there is a loss, like this literally could be week 3 and 4 where, you know, there is a breakup and then you're choosing to be on your own and figure out what the lessons were as it relates to that relationship. So that could be a whole separate group of folks. This is also being a master of your craft as well, and strategy. And I'm hearing the phrase spiritual understanding. So I think by the time we get to the end of the month, which is again going to shift us into Gemini at that point, you know, come hell or high water, are going to be clear about listening to your intuition, understanding that you are on a new path and you did have maybe a little bit of a gauntlet here in this 3rd week that you had to push through, and you're making the choice to hold a higher spiritual ground and heal the heart, move forward, reconcile with yourself, reconcile with others as needed, and move forward into the new. But I think this, if you're sitting in the quote unquote negative aspects of this for whatever group of folks that this is relating to, because I feel like I am actually tapping into several different groups of folks right now for this, more so than normal. Usually there's like one primary group, but I feel like there's a couple of different groups that are here. I think this is more so a lot of internal battling that's going on, of having to break through long-standing belief systems or long-standing habits, because there's still, again, a lot of this energy of the past that's showing up. But again, spirit is heavy here. This is where you have to turn, regardless. All right, let me get closing message for you guys. Let's see how long this light is. It's all kind of cloudy, so I'm hoping I can get through at least the first half of the zodiac before all the light goes. But I think it's still looking good, so I think we okay. All right, closing guidance for Taurus, the dear Taurians. Oh, we got a lot. Yeah, you're on a cycle of healing right now. And you don't have a choice in the matter. And it's going to be going on throughout the whole year. So lean into it. And it very much is, again, about what the long game is, what you want for the future, and choosing, I would suggest, choosing the higher choice in all things. Go in the direction of the hell yes versus the potential or the distraction, because the distraction energy was coming up. Be mindful of what you are creating. But you're in control. You have the power. And you have a lot of options to choose from. So be cognizant of that. What are you choosing? What are you choosing, Taurus? But overall, I think, yeah, got to get quiet and follow spirit. All right, guys. So that is your message. If you'd like to book a session, you can go to my website, innertonalchemy.com. Semester 2 of the Lightworker Academy is up, and you can sign up. I have 3 courses: a Divination through Tarot course, an Astrological Solar Business course, and Lightworker Incubator. So you can read up on the class descriptions and let me know what you would like to apply to, one or all 3. And yeah, all the good things. Please sign up for the newsletter. Those come out once a week. I only do weekly newsletters, so I don't bombard your inbox with like ridiculous ton amount of newsletters. I'm not like that person who sends a shit ton of emails. And I think that's it. Oh, Oracle Talks every Thursday now is going to be back here on YouTube Live now that I got the streaming software working. So Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anything else? Oh, and then May 3rd and May 18th, 2 Fridays, I'm continuing the Divine Masculine Rising series where I feature a man each month, and we talk about different things as it relates to masculinity and men and their healing and all those kinds of things. So, yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Love to you all. Be blessed and have an amazing month, okay? Bye.